Hello everyone, welcome to Towards the North YouTube channel. So today we have a very special guest with us. He's my friend Rakshit, who studies in University of Waterloo. So first of all, I would like to thank my friend for accepting my invitation to come to my channel. Thanks a lot, Rakshit, for that. So I have prepared a questionnaire of around 8 questions, and I'm going to ask you these questions one by one. So hopefully we'll get your answers and we'll learn more about the university. So let's
Yeah.
get started, and let me ask you the first question. So first of all, how are you, and like tell us something about your background while you were in India.
Yeah. Hi. Thanks, Abhishek, for inviting me for this questionnaire. And I'm from India. I've done my engineering in Thapar Institute. I passed out in 2019 from there, and after that, I've worked in HSBC for 3 years, and then in startup for a couple of months before coming here at University of Waterloo in September 2022. I was enrolled in Masters in Engineering, which is a course-based program. Recently, I converted that program to Masters in Applied Science, which is a research-based, and now I'm working on the thesis. And originally, it was a 16 months program. Now it's a 24 months program. So yeah, I've been doing my in the initial days, I kept on working for the same startup which I was working for back in India as a part-time employee because it was a remote job in India as well. And if things work well with between the company and you, so most of the time they allow you to work part-time as well. So yeah, that's been from my end till now.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So talking about your University of Waterloo experience so far. So how has been your experience so far till now?
It's been pretty good. Initially when I came here, so actually due to the visa issues that we get every year because there are a huge number of students applying for universities and the student visas. So I got my visa around 2 to 3 weeks late. My classes started on 9th of September and I reached here on 21st. So there were a few things which I missed out in the starting. So I was a bit skeptical that I might not be able to take more subjects in the first term, which I originally planned to do. So I just took two subjects, and they both of them were one of the most challenging subjects to take. But I thought that since I've done my computer science, I had a computer science background, so should not be difficult. But yeah, they were pretty good. They were most of them we usually used to get assignments every week, which is not the case with each and every subject, but most of the subjects give you assignments every week and deadline for every other week. So it becomes a bit hectic, but at the same time, when you get some break in between, so there are a lot of things to do at the university libraries, and there are many clubs in universities which you can join. I've joined a few of them, which helps me to just relax a bit from my studies. And overall, it has been a pretty good experience till now.
Great, great. Yeah. Waterloo is awesome university. So what's the fee structure like? I know like it's a bit expensive. So what exactly is the fee structure? If you
Yeah, so for a full-time student, so for MEng, if you go for masters in engineering, which is ME, so this the per term salary, the per term fee is around 15 to $16,000 a term. But if there are, it depends upon program to program which you are in. If you are in MASC, which I am in right now, so the fee for every term is half of the fee of MEng, around 7.5 to $8,000, and most of them is paid by the supervisor with which you are working. So, for example, for me, my 80 to 90% fee is already paid by the professor, under whose supervision I'm working from now on. There's another program which is MMath, which is Masters in Mathematics. So this comes under the Department of Mathematics. And for MMath, everything is covered. They get a yearly funding of around $40,000. And that $40,000 package covers their expenses, their tuition fee expenses for the whole year. And they also get a package of TA, a guaranteed TA for every term. So it gives a more so they are more relieved, and there's not much of a stress for the people in MMath, but at the same time their MMath is a research based program. They need to publish a thesis, and MMath in U Waterloo is very much competitive. I remember when I joined here, there were out of I think 35 students in MMath, there are only 4 Indians. So it is very competitive, and math is very competitive over here. The easiest one to get into is MEng, but again, the fee structure. So there are always pros and cons in each and every program here.
Awesome, awesome. So, ordering wise, which is the most expensive and which is the least expensive amongst all the courses you talked about?
So the most expensive is the MEng, as $15,000. Then comes the MASC, because there also, even if you're funded, there's still 15-20%, which still you need to pay. And then comes the MMath. In MMath, everything is funded for you along with the guaranteed TA-ship. So yeah, so it will be MEng, then MASC, then MMath.
Got it, got it, got it. So, my next question is like, what kind of all types of courses and specializations are there in computer science and electronics department, in which mostly the people who are from computer science background in India pursue higher study courses in Waterloo. So, what are all the different courses available?
Yeah, so I'll start with MEng, first of all, Masters in Engineering. So if we go for MEng in ECE department, which is Electrical and Computer Engineering department, so here we have, I think, 6 specializations. One is artificial intelligence and machine learning. Then we have big data. We have cybersecurity. We have business and entrepreneurship, where the university has collaborated with Conrad School of Business, and they give you a certification as well if you pick around 2 to 3 subjects from Conrad School, so you get a business certification as well. Apart from that, there are two more specializations, and they're more, I'm not sure about their names, but they're more towards the electrical side. I don't have the electrical background, so I'm not taken much attention, not given much attention to it till now. But some are related to power systems, and some are with this digital signal processing and everything. So there are in total around six specializations in MEng. If we go to MASC, there are again around 7 to 8. Most of them, again, they are all are spread across in software engineering to machine learning, from AI to electrical. Right now, which the specialization which I am taking, that's pattern analysis and machine intelligence, which is known as PAMI over here. So every specialization, they have some criteria, like choosing a mandatory 2 subjects out of a list of 4 to 5 subjects, and then you can choose other subjects from other departments or from the EC department, depending upon the degrees which you are the program which you are pursuing. Then comes the MMath. In MMath, there is not no such specialization in such such, but the supervisors with which you are working, they tell you that which field you are going to work on. And it's not just that they tell you when you joined university, so you had an interview with that professor. For MMath, you have to give an interview with that professor. If things match up, your preferences and your interests match up with professor's interest, then that's the field that would be the field where would you be working on. So that's how the specialization is decided for MMath.
Got it, got it. You answer in great detail. So awesome. So, are all the options with or without co-op? I know like some of the specializations are with co-op and some of them are without co-op. So, what's the difference there, basically?
So in MEng, when I joined here, there was no MEng co-op, but randomly, or I will not say randomly, but there were some screenings which happened in the back, and around 30 students out of the bunch of 250 people, they got a co-op offer. It was the first time that the university started offering co-op to MEng students. Initially, MEng students did not used to have the co-op program available. So in September last term, they started this unofficially, but starting from winter this year, they started publicizing it on their websites as well, and students started applying for co-op also. So they have the co-op option in MEng now. They can either use it for 4 months, or they can also take it for 8 months as well. Again, that would increase the duration of your degree. If you go for MASC does not have a co-op option, but it again depends upon the professor, because I know a few of my colleagues here. They have for the first 2 terms they were working in an organization for 40 hours. And how again, there were some rules given by the Canadian government that we were allowed to work for 40 hours. There were a few criterias.
Yeah.
So people use that in their favor, and professors also were here since they had a very good contact with different companies and organizations. They helped the students to gain some Canadian experience, and in MASC, because in MASC it's majorly research or subjects. So if you're not taking subjects, you're doing research. If professor is happy with what you are doing, then no one's going to question. So if professor is asking you to go and work for this company, then you're doing nothing wrong over there. So there were a few students who have been offered these small internships every term, and people have been taking those. Officially, there's no co-op, but people create co-op, and professors help them creating those co-op opportunities. For MMath, I'm not pretty sure about that. What I've heard is, again, I have a few friends, they have a co-op option, but they prefer not taking it because writing a thesis in MMath and getting accepted in the university is quite difficult. So most of the students in MMath try to focus on these skills only to get these theses done first before going to the co-op and everything.
Got it. It was detailed. Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, no worries.
So, talking about the TA and RA options, are there like ample TA and RA opportunities available? Like if somebody is coming new to University of Waterloo?
Okay. Initially, there was because for MASC and MMath, it's always there. For MN students, when they come here, they are not given any TA-ship or RA-ship because they need to clear some mandatory courses, some mandatory courses to be eligible for TA-ship. Once they do that, and these courses are given, these courses, they usually last for around 10 to 12 days, and it happens every term. And once you clear those, then you're eligible for a TA-ship. So when I came here, MN students, they were eligible, but in between only there were a few changes in the rules, and MN students, MN in ECE specifically, are not eligible for TA-ship starting now. Starting this spring, they are not eligible for any TA-ship opportunities. There were many questions raised to the department by various students that what is the main reason for it, and the reason that department gave is also it matches with what we are doing as well, because in MNs we are doing it's a course-based program. It does not go towards academics or towards teaching, but people who are doing MASC or PhD or MMath, their career path goes towards being an instructor or being a professor or towards the academic side. So it's beneficial for those students to get a TA-ship rather than MN students. So that was a decision taken by the EC department, and that's why from now on, MN students are not allowed, but MASC and MMath students already have it in their package that you are guaranteed for a TA-ship, but MASC students are allowed to apply for TA-ship opportunities every term.
Got it. So,
Yeah.
Talking about the hours which the people get about TA and RA, what is the kind of range of hours per week for like the TA and RA, which people generally get for a course?
Yeah. So RA, I'm not sure about the exact value for how much does an RA gets for every hour, but for a TA, they get $45 an hour. Again, even if they're getting $45, they don't get 20 hours a week. So it's always a complete package for one term, which the university offers. And there is a unit which is given to a TA. For example, a TA with one unit means he's a full TA. If he's a full TA, he gets a package of $6,000 for a term, which he gets in four installments every month. So he gets around 1,500 to 1,500. Yeah, he gets around $1,500 every month. And again, since I was not a full TA in the winter term, I was 0.6 TA, 0.6 unit TA. So accordingly, I used to get a little less as compared to the full TA salary. But yeah, hours, they vary. There are a few weeks where you don't have anything to do because there are no assignments, because majorly the work of TA comes when there are assignments rolling out, you have to do the checking, or there are exams coming up, or there are some tutorial sessions, or if you are a TA for a lab, then you have to be available every week for a particular duration, along with some TA office hours as well. So it all depends upon which subject you are taking, which you are picking up, or which what level of course you are picking up. For example, if you pick 100 or 200 series courses here, so those are majorly for first years and second years. Those are not much of a burden or not much of pressure to the TAs as well, because those are easy courses, easy assignments. But if you pick up a grad course, for example, I picked up a grad course which I studied in September, and I was a TA for it in winter. So it was a bit hectic because it's a grad level course. You are studying two courses along with your TAing one grad level course. It becomes a bit difficult, but the efforts are spread across the entire term. There comes some weeks where there are few assignments which you need to check, but usually it's not much of a burden, and people are usually able to cover those up. It's not much of an issue, and I feel like it's a pretty easy way to get some money, because you're just sitting at your place. You just need to do what you have studied in the past, what you are studying. You are doing that only. You're just evaluating those things. So not much of a burden in your head, and yeah, it's easy money. That's what I think.
Honest answer and a detailed one. Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah.
So, Waterloo is in Kitchener. So, how are you liking the place so far? How has been your experience around that?
The place is pretty good. So if I talk about it, like it's in the region of Waterloo. So in region of Waterloo, we have in our these Watt cards, Waterloo ID cards. We have the bus passes already enabled, so we can travel across Kitchener and Waterloo anytime we want. And so if I talk about it, it's not like these are different cities. Just a few steps. If you just cross a few steps, you enter Kitchener. So there's this uptown Waterloo. There's this downtown Kitchener. So both are happening places, and there are usually a lot of parties going on the weekends. But at the same time, there are areas which are very much um, family type places where there's not much of a crowd, and it's very quiet on the weekends, on the weekdays, every time. So if you are like if you're a person who like to stay at some quiet places, there are options to stay here. And if you are like a party person who wants to party every time, then there are places there's the downtown Kitchener, where there are ample amount of housing options as well where you can stay. So I believe, and there are many festivals which usually every month there is a festival which usually goes on over here. So I remember when I came here, there was this Oktoberfest going on, where there were different bands who came here, and local vendors, they showcase their products over here. It usually goes for, I think, 3 to 4 days. Um, and then in winter there are many parks around Waterloo and Kitchener. And in winter they are all decorated with different things, and it looks pretty good, pretty good. And now since the spring is out, and everything is open outside, so even if you go at 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. outside to a park, it's always full with people, because people are there with their families, with their kids, just enjoying the weather, because it's a very there's very less time where these people get this kind of a weather, this sunny weather. So
Yeah.
people take very much advantage of it. Today only I bought this skateboard, because it's clear outside, and we should try to explore something. And I thought, why not? Let's get a skateboard and let's try out. Let's learn that. We have a couple of sunny months, so let's try something out till the time it snows back again.
Yeah. Awesome, awesome. I think we'll get an opportunity to see you with the skateboard also on my channel soon.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Awesome,
Hope I'm not
awesome.
falling in that video.
Hopefully not. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So, Rakshit, you also play guitar and you do some sort of singing also. So, why don't you tell us about that? And I think you have your Instagram channel also. So, tell us more about that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, so I've been playing in India also. I used to play. I sing and I play guitar, and I used to do house parties in India. So it was not like my side income, but it was just a passion which I used to follow, and I've been trying to follow that over here as well. Because there is there's a club here named Jam Network in University of Waterloo, which I've joined. So every week they have 2 to 3 events like open mic or karaoke nights, which where I go with one or two of my friends as well, and we just jam together and play some music. Um, even if the crowd is all they're from different parts of the world, I usually prefer singing a Hindi song, and I feel very happy, like people also vibing on those Hindi songs even if they don't understand it. But yeah, that's what I try to follow right now. Every one more thing. So here there are libraries, like there's this Kitchener Public Library. So there you can book music rooms for free for 3 hours twice every week. So I usually book those music rooms, and these are music studios where all the equipment's already there. So I use those studios and equipments to record my stuff, and I upload it on my channel. My channel is Rakshit_Sharma_music on Instagram, and my on YouTube my channel is The Acoustic Show. It's been a while since I've posted on YouTube, but I regularly post my videos on Instagram. So please do follow that.
Sure, Rakshit. I'll attach the link to your Instagram channel and YouTube channel in the description section of this video.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
I would like to conclude this video now. Thanks a lot, Rakshit, for coming and sharing your knowledge on University of Waterloo in detail. Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Abhishek. Thank you.
Okay, bye guys. Have a good one.
Bye.